battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here. I've got a 1v1 here for you today. We're on Kosovo, but I didn't choose this map. I joined another player's game in the lobby, so it wasn't my choice, but I do like this map. But yeah, there's Timian and Kosovo map. I mean to avoid posting games on those maps too often because I've posted a lot of games on those maps, but this was someone else's choice, so I decided to join because I recognised the player, the name of the player at least. So I'm using Russia, my opponent's using Germany, Kosovo map obviously, and this is our oil capture phase. I'm going to disable the shroud and I'll increase the speed slightly just for this initial slow part of the game. And let's count how many rifles each player produces. I've got 17, my opponent's produced 15 and his engineer. Neither of us have got an early base defence set up, although he has left a rifle in his base. We've both captured one oil, but I'm going for my second one here. He shot his own barrels there. Right, now I've got that. I've got 18, he's got 12, so it did only build his initial 15 rifles. I don't think I've lost any yet. No, I've only killed 3, but I haven't lost any. My opponent's producing medics, and he's got rockets. I've just started producing mine. But it looks like an expensive kind of little force to have this early in the game. To be fair, he may have built them a bit too early. You know, he's already got them. He's got 3 medics already. Yet my army value's higher. So, you know, there's a specific timing to the build order. The build order I use, which is copied from good players, there's a specific timing to it. It looks like he's got it set up slightly differently. Look, some players do put a refinery at each ore patch, and then the third one at the largest, but most players would also put the war factory by one of those patches. On this map, you don't need to use the war factory to extend build range. Build reach, you can reach the patches anyway with your refineries. Right, I've got 3 and my opponent's captured the oil derrick in the corner, so he's done alright there, and he's taking out this one. So he's got 1, I've got 3, but I'm soon to have 2. I left these riflemen there. There's no point, you know, exposing them for nothing. If I leave them here, they'll tell me at what point my opponent expands. And I've cleared someone out there, and then I'm capturing this oil derrick. My opponent's too far away with his assets to do anything. You see, sometimes to respond to something like this, because the enemy can see me, but to respond to it, he'd have to send his only vehicle, you know, and that would leave these units vulnerable. So you don't always have the opportunity to respond to that. If you've got a ranger and a light tank, then it's an ideal combination for the Allies, ranger and light tank. Right, I've got my first expansion MCV deployed at the expansion, but my opponent's ahead. He's actually got an expansion set up already. Let's look at our production. I've got loads of cash though, but look at our production. Yeah, for some reason I'm lagging behind a bit. My opponent's got 1 less barracks, Yeah, he's getting a centre of the map presence here. You see, I've got some rifles here and there, but just not many. And I do realise, look, at about this point that I need to scout more. So look, I've got scouts here and there. Look, there you go. So I am sorting the situation and improving my scouting in setup. Because you got to keep scouting in this game. His army could be right here for all I know. So you need to have rifle guards placed correctly. Let's have a look at our army size. It's 17,000 to 15,000 in my favour. Yeah. $17 each. Ouch, I should have spread out. That was decisive. Yeah, he's right to fall back with these units. I would have destroyed them piecemeal, and I've got my Gren drop here, so I've destroyed a couple of power plants. Got them in low power, look. Lost it all. But yeah, I've got them in low power at a crucial moment, so that was an effective extra attack. An extra hammer blow just to finish them off, finish the opponent. You know, you can never have enough killer blows to finish a game. There you go. Yeah, I always think that you know, you can never smash them enough times and enough ways. Why not just smash them and make sure it's done? I didn't necessarily need the Gren drop, but putting them in low power at that point when he's trying to rally his last forces, it's just you know, another hammer blow for the enemy. Why not? And it makes your game, you win that more secure. Because I could have overcommitted. I've only got 2 tanks, and without this, well, I've got a tank and a half here, look. And without these 2 tanks, these infantry are useless as an attack force. They are absolutely useless. And then, if I lose this, I'm the one overexposed. So, you know, why not make sure of it? Finish them off. And a Gren drop, while your opponent's desperately trying to rally his last stand, a Gren drop is something they're not necessarily going to be expecting at such a... It's not late in the game, because it's only 8 minutes, but it's late in the sense of, you know, Gren drops aren't usually done last thing like that. So, you know, it's a nice little tactic that's often unexpected, and when you use it when it's unexpected, it's all the more effective for it. But there's I'll just look at the stats and that, but the army graph on this one, look at that, it's almost identical. I'm just trying to find a point where you can actually see the opponent's graph. Look, see if I put it over. There you go. There's the peak at about 6.5, nearly 7 minutes, and then both our army graphs drop, but luckily mine didn't drop anything like as much. So yeah, there you go, you can see that a little bit. There we are, there's the army graph there. So you know, it's a large spike in the army graph, that game. There's our earnings. Pretty much the same, although I had a dip in the middle. My finishing army is okay, like I say, without these two tanks, this force, it's not going to destroy an enemy base, because a couple of base defences and a few infantry will defeat them. So, you know, just make sure. That's what I say. And there's the combat tab. 30 to 18 in destroyed assets. I didn't have any support powers. It was just basically a push, a relentless push with standard assets. I was just about to produce my second war factory, and then, except for refineries that I would build in between my chosen build queue, because after my war factory I've got a power plant, then a radar dome. But if the opportunity arises, I would put a refinery in between those, because here I would quite likely put a refinery and interrupt the build queue with the refinery, just to place one here. So it's only 30 seconds, and for extra cash I can delay my radar dome, especially when the situation is like this. The radar dome could have been a liability in this situation. It could have tipped the scales where I just hadn't spent quite enough resources in basic units and lost that first engagement just because I went for tech. So, you know, usually it's only 8 minutes into the game, so there's no way tech was needed or anything. It wasn't necessary. In fact, it would have been a liability to have built it within this time, because it could have lost me the game. So don't go for tech early, and if you don't need to, don't. I've got Gren drops, flame troops, and I'm about to build a second war factory, so I've got the assets I need anyway when the enemy's in this condition. But he has expanded, he's gone there, and he's gone here, and he did have a central map presence, so it was a decent enough game. There's the production, here's the economy tab. Our income is identical, you know, that says something. There's the basic tab. And that's the end of the game. I hope everyone enjoyed it. It was a fun but brief battle, and I'll get this posted when I get a chance. But until next time, thank you very much everyone, and take care all.
Battle control terminated.